So, welcome to another episode of IPT. And this week, as requested, we are going to go over some ideas for business in the month of October, moving into like the Halloween kind of period, and as well, just kind of looking forward to the rest of the year and closing out 2023 in a kind of positive manner. So, the first thing that a lot of people in the fitness industry start to realize is October, November, those are the kind of last big months to push, because in December we pretty much always see a drop off, although it's not the full kind of, I don't know, it's not the full story really. So let's concentrate on October to start with. First thing we should really look at in October is the fact that it's now 3 months to the end of the year. We've got 3 months left, 12 weeks, 8 weeks depending on when you want to do things, or 10 weeks. So really, this is the last kind of and ideal chance to launch a 3 month program, or a 10-week program, 12-week, or even 8-week program to get people in the place they want to be for the end of the year. And let's be honest, that's what a lot of people will be looking towards even now. You also have to remember there's going to be a lot of people who are getting costumes at this time of year because of it being Halloween. It doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be into the kind of horror aspects of stuff, but if people are going out en masse and they are buying outfits and they are realizing that these outfits make them feel bad about themselves, bad about their bodies, even though it's supposed to be a bit of fun, they're going to want to change. So again, this is a great time to look as a business, as a fitness business, to the aspects that people are struggling with. So we need to look at some stuff that's not going to be too intrusive, not going to be making people feel bad, but instead offering solutions. And typically in business, people who have solutions are the ones who make money. And at the end of the day, as a fitness business, you are looking to help people, but also to make money. So one of the first things is, can you do a shorter program, maybe with some nutritional support that will help people get into shape for their costume for Halloween? That could be a short term, getting people on board. And then obviously beyond that, are you going to launch a fall program or an autumn program or a Halloween program that lasts for 12, 10, 8 weeks, as we said at the start? So these are your opportunities. There is also opportunities to work in nutrition. You know, obviously, even in the kind of Halloween period, there is a lot of things that pop up. So peanuts. All the kids get, well, when I was a kid, you used to get bags of peanuts, candy, chocolate. These are things that are trick or treat items. And again, you could be looking to advise parents on trick or treat items. You could be advising people who are going to be giving out treats what treats would be better. What kind of information you put out is obviously going to be paramount to the people coming back to you as well. So if you give out great information around this time of year, it's going to get people involved in your business. So nutritionally, there's a big marketplace here for actually helping people. Now, I'm sure most people will recognise that dunking for apples is another thing that happens at this time of year, and that kind of folds in perfectly with the nutritional side, offering advice, and the kind of fruit and veg aspect of people being healthy. So again, what kind of stuff can we do nutritionally or support nutritionally that will get people into the business? So we could look at some before and after photos of people in their costumes from years gone by, and if they use the same costume, that could be a good comparison. It could also be a way of working in why we use comparison photos and not just always the weight on the scale, especially if you're a weight loss coach. Again, if you're looking at people who build muscle and that's your kind of niche, then again, comparison photos will always give you a better idea. It's not always the scale weight. So there is many avenues to go down. There is obviously organising your own community as well. So if you work within a community, you could organise trick and treating with the kids. You could organise a Halloween workout. You could organise a Halloween workout in the gym if you work within a gym. You could do specific Halloween classes. This is a big thing I've done myself when I was a trainer, and even when I was a manager of gyms, I always put a big emphasis on Halloween because it is the kind of big build up towards the end of the year. So we've got classes, we could run events, we could run special classes with special music, special Halloween music. You could do a themed class where you pick your favourite movie and get people to dress up as that. There is just so much opportunity at this time of year, and if we get lost in the moment of chasing down normal clients, we kind of can get lost in the fact that we can utilise this for a bit of fun. And it isn't always just a case of we should forget about those normal clients, but make sure you have the time to plan these events in. And if you've been on a business course, you'll understand the difference between working on your business and working in your business. And on this occasion, we need you to work on your business, actually coming up with the ideas that work for you. And once you have them all nailed in, that's when we can work in the business to get people in the courses or develop that program you're going to use. So that kind of covers off pretty much the Halloween period. And again, this is not just one day. We have to remember that kind of like the Christmas period, Halloween is a big build-up. We're in a build-up to many events happening in the calendar year now. So the first one is going to be the Halloween at the end of the month, but that isn't going to just be on the day. It's going to be the week of Halloween. We would usually, and there are clubs that we worked in, gyms, we would have the week before Halloween having a lead up to actually doing something. And again, that could be a charity thing if you want to do something like that to get more notoriety. Again, there's lots of things going on in different cities. There is runs, there is different events you can attach yourself to or get involved in. So this time of year is a great time to launch programs, basically, and make sure that you're launching it in a manner that's not just the same as everybody else. I think this week I've seen, well, hundreds of adverts from different personal trainers on their own pages to sponsored ads to directed ads, and pretty much all of them start with the same thing. I'm looking for 5, I'm looking for 10 people, I'm looking for this, I'm looking for that. And again, when you're in this time of year when there's so much of the same thing out there, we have to try stand out from the crowd. So what about having a scary offer for 5 people instead of I'm looking for 5 people? What about I have 10 places on my spectacular program? You know, we don't want to just be the same as everybody else. We want to, yes, have a little bit of demand there, so people know that there is only a certain time frame they can get signed up for certain things, be it a class, be it a special workout, be it a program, or even if it is just going to be blocks of training you're selling. You know, you want it to have some sort of scarcity, not just that it's open for everybody to join, that there is only a certain amount of places and there is only a certain amount of time, and people have to make up their minds. But also, and this is another key factor to remember, people get paid at the end of a month. People get paid on the last day of a month. Halloween is pretty much the last day of the month. So if you can do some sort of deal on that last day, then you're going to capture the people who get paid on the last day of the month. But if you run that deal for the 7 days or the week before Halloween, then you're going to capture the people who get paid at the end of a month, or maybe the last Friday or whatever else. You also capture the people who get paid weekly, bi-weekly, and so on. So that is a good positive thing to utilise. Now, the big thing about coming up with the idea you're going to use, that's great, but then you have to do a build up to it. There is no point in just on the day or on the week before doing some sort of advertisement. Start speaking about it as soon as you possibly can. Get it onto your social media. Get it into your club. Speak about it at the classes you're currently doing. Explain to people on the gym floor. Explain to your clients and community. Do whatever you can to get the word out there. As much as possible, you want people to know what's happening, and that could be various different methods. It could be emails if you have an email list, text messages. It could be just messages to your clients. It could be on social media, as we said. It could be paid advertisement. Again, all these things are good for getting a return on. So it's not just one avenue. Try use as many as possible, because obviously that gets a return. But specifically, if you work with your own group of people, if you work in a gym, you have ample opportunity to speak to those people who come to the gym, who come to your classes, your training, and make sure that they start to get excited about actually taking part in something. It does, as an adult, bring this kind of childish attitude back out of us, that we all like to get dressed up. There will be people who will be like, oh, I don't want to get dressed up, or remember, make it optional for those people, but you know, maybe have extra, if you can, outfits for others to wear, and you can wash and bring them back, or try make it like a simple thing, you know, like the best mask wins. You can do competitions. That's another thing you could do to get people on board with what you are going to be doing. Say it's a paid class or charity class or whatever. In the gym, you could select the best dressed outfit. There's, as I said, there's so many avenues, and that's just looking at Halloween. We then have to remember the next thing that comes after that is Guy Fawkes. So have you got yourself involved with any events? I know Guy Fawkes isn't particularly a fitness event, but it is going to be bringing a lot of people together for bonfire, fireworks. Could you ask organisers if you could do a little bit of a warm up to keep people warm in the cold evenings when they do the fireworks? That's a really good one to jump on. I've done it myself. I mean, all the kids love to get involved, all the adults get involved as well, because a lot of the time it is going to be particularly cold at that time of year. So getting people moving just gets the blood flowing before the big event, gets the endorphins going before the big event, and actually can make the big event a much bigger thing for them. So yeah, and all that does is gets you notoriety in your own community. But it could be even that you say that you do a pre-fireworks class. And this is me just putting on my stupid hat here, and you could have songs that are just to do with fireworks or have the word fireworks in it, like Katy Perry Fireworks. There's a good song to remember. And yeah, you could do something like that for your class, or even have a special explosive workout where that week you are championing a kind of velocity based workout where you're trying to get speed and power as your kind of elements to help your clients. So again, there's loads of avenues to go down. We look further into November where we start to see people going on nights out now. Usually that starts around about the mid-November. So again, we want to be trying to help people. And the big thing that we see people want help with at that time of year is the fact that they want to look good in their party dresses or for going to their nights out. And that's something we can get quick wins there, you know. So if it is a case of dropping some quick weight, you could talk about losing water weight in a 5-day period. How doing specific things might help people feel better in their dresses or in their outfits. You know, that could be the thing you look at. And that's the kind of information you might be giving out at that time. Or it could be the fact that you build that in for your own clients or to entice new clients in. Again, it all depends on the environment you're working in. It could be handouts that you give out in the gym. It could be the fact that you're doing some kind of offer. Again, it could be a short offer, maybe by this point looking at the kind of cut price 1 month package, taking people right up to maybe the week before Christmas. And again, don't be afraid to do those one-off packages if you're looking for business, because people will be looking for that help at this time of year. And specifically when they come back from Christmas and New Year, a lot of the time they will be struggling to get back to their former self, their former habits, their former way of doing things, because a lot of people maybe go home for Christmas and start all these new habits that they don't actually want to utilise. And we need to help coach them back out of that when it comes to January. Now, I would probably say your kind of November marketing and ideas should be focused on those nights out, but also on the fact that people go back home to their families. And that's another thing that people want to feel, look, and mentally prepare for. So again, trying to get people into good habits before they go home means that it will be slightly easier for them to pick up those habits after the kind of 2 weeks of Christmas and New Year. Again, you could pick up on the New Year thing. Do you want to look and feel your best at New Year and beyond? So there is, again, more marketing that you can do at the moment going into November and at the start of December. That can just all lead up to the kind of new year that's coming. But going back to the fact that this kind of podcast is all about trying to help with your business ideas for October, everything I've spoke about so far, this is all things that can be launched in October. We can launch with an eye to the new year. We can talk about Christmas vouchers even. Would you like to buy your partner a Christmas PT package for the new year, and they can get started in January? You know, there is, again, just tons of ideas out there that really, when you look at the marketplace, a lot of people aren't utilizing. It's still the same. I'm looking for 5 people. I'm looking for 10 people. I'm looking for this. I'm looking for that. And again, there is other people out there with their attention. Are you a single dad? Attention, are you a single mum? And they have the little videos where they try to grab those people's attention. And I see all these adverts, and there's just so many of the same thing without the person's own twist and personality on it. These adverts all seem very generic and just personally don't entice me to wanting to purchase the product. Again, if you've ever been on our business course, we talk about our niche market, or having a niche or a unique selling proposition. But the unique selling proposition that we always have is ourselves. People buy people. When you're looking for a coach, they buy the coach themselves. They don't buy the training program or this or that, because a lot of the time they could get that same training program from somebody else. The thing that makes you stand out the most is you. And if you can get yourself in front of the potential client as much as possible so they can find out about you and make sure that they are bought into what you do, then that's great. And that's where Halloween is a great place to start. That's why October is a great month to start this kind of thing, because what kind of costume are you going to wear? What kind of fun are you bringing to the occasion? What's your music like in your class? What's your banter like on the gym floor? What kind of horror movies do you like? What kind of fun are you producing out there? What's your content like? Is it a bit daft? Is it fun? Is it serious? Are you trying to be scary by telling people about nutrition facts? You know, it's going to get your personality across, and that's where we want to take people to. We want to get your product and make people aware that you're a trainer or a coach, but we also want them to start to see who you are. And if they can see that, they will start to buy into your product a lot more. So take this opportunity to showcase that personality through the business side of things, through the little workouts that you might do, the freebies you might give away. What could you give away that's fun, that's good, that showcases your personality? You know, could you do like a video series, or could you do 30-second clips of you doing some scary workout? You know, that it's just trying to think out the box, as we always try to say here at IPT. We don't like just creating personal trainers. We like you guys, especially ones who have asked to listen to this, to think outside of the box, because that's what's going to entice people into your business. There's not going to be people out there who just buy generic products all the time. And if you do buy something generically, it's because it's a need. It's not a want. personal training, people want it. They technically don't need it, although we might be able to argue otherwise. So personal training, coaching still comes under a luxury item. So to get people to want to get into your luxury item, we need them to see who you really are, because it's not going to be a mindless purchase. It's going to be a mindfulness purchase. They're not just going to be automatically buying toilet paper because they have a need for it. They're going to be buying a system, a coaching ethos. They are buying you. They are buying your philosophies. So it's very important to get that across to the person. And then obviously this is the big build up to the end of the year. So you could highlight what they could do in 2023 and then what's possible for 24. You know, you could talk about those Christmas discount vouchers, the end of the year sale, or whatever you want to do. But let's be showcasing our personality at the same time. And with that kind of thought, that kind of brings me to the end of the kind of podcast for this week. Now, I know that's a lot of information to just throw at you, and you may not understand what to go away and do with it. So, as always, if you want to have a discussion, you can contact us on all the different social medias. You can comment on the videos we produce, or, you know, just directly email us at iptqualifications@outlook.com. We love having chats, we love helping out, and for us, we want to make sure we're helping as many trainers and coaches out there without the stupid charges that somebody might actually charge you for what I've just told you. So have a great week. We will be back again next week with another podcast, and till then, please let us know if there's anything you would like us to discuss or cover on this channel. And if you would like to get involved and come on the podcast, we would love to hear from you as well. So till next time, speak to you soon.